Two-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and the golden voice of Neal Ruhl. Sit back and relax. It's time for your daily dose of Big D energy.
Hello, Friday. I've been waiting for you for a long time. What's going on, buddy? Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. The boys are back in town. Spenmo Rax out on the town last night. We will discuss. Jump into the woodwardsports.com chat thread. Get your thoughts known out there. A lot to get to. An implosion by Michigan basketball yesterday. We're going to discuss. You're not costing me a get right when we were going along and everything was fine and think that you're going to wiggle off the hook. No. I had to answer to the people on social media yesterday. They were upset. And D-Mac, you know this. When I do this, I don't just do this as a show bit. I wear it. Like when I'm up watching it, when I give you those West Coast Saturday night games, who's up till 2:30? No, I am.
You live it.
For the people.
You live it.
I live it.
That one was probably the grossest one of the get-rights. Like, what do we say, right? Even the best quarterbacks, even Sam's Patrick Mahomes has bad days, has a couple bad games. Well, this was sort of a bad season for Michigan. Does this knock them out of the tournament? Do they have any chance of the tournament?
I think...
Is
yes,
it on their panache?
I think so, because just the nature, the way it all went down, all that. But
there's
we will.
There's no way they should, though, Spenny. Should they?
Not a chance.
Flannel, is there any way your team should make the Sweet 16 tournament? I'm not talking about the NIT. You're going to go own and dominate.
Not a snowball's chance in hell they should be in the tournament. Nope. No chance.
The WoodwardSports.com chat thread, by the way. Of course, you guys. Of course, our audience. Steven Syrett. Morning. I picked up a Milk Plum rookie card for $6.50 yesterday and added it to my Lions QBs that sucked rookie card collection. You guys, man.
We're getting them on.
We're working it.
Maz is working on it.
And Maz took that as like a personal challenge.
Oh, for sure.
This is going to be his greatest triumph when we get Milk Plum on the show. So it's going to happen, everybody.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. We got to plumb it up.
Yeah.
I wonder if they had to go to class for that pose.
I don't know. There he is.
Like, right there.
Lions fan.
Like he's side-eyeing somebody right there.
If
right?
we get, you know what?
Hung over to the schnooks.
I'll one-up this, too, with the Milk Plum thing. If we get him on, I will do the interview with a single-bar Lions helmet on.
Oh, my God. That would be so good.
I'm doing it. I will find a way. Spenmo, you were out on the town last night.
Yeah.
You and Easy. It was a heavyweights takeover.
It was a heavyweights takeover.
Of the Oak, right?
Of the Oak, yeah. Got down, went to the Maury, went to Owl after the Maury. It was this little diner I've never heard of before. Banger. I got my leftovers I'm eating for lunch today. It is.
And I'll say this. When I asked you about it before the show, you know that Spenmo glow that you get? You know what I'm talking about, D-Mac. Yeah. That look that he gets on his face when you can tell when Spenmo truly loves something. He truly loved what he ate yesterday.
Did you notice that at 8 and drank?
Yes.
Too, because I noticed that little glow in there, and Spenny, if you know him, he likes his orange juice in the morning. So I think that orange juice might just permeate what was there. What was drink of choice last night?
It was Hendrick's Gin.
Gin.
Yep.
Look at this guy. How old are you?
I am 26.
My God. Danny Raxter's youngest son. Man of the people.
Yep.
Why?
Gin.
Give me the why, because you're a beer guy.
Because it was there.
Hendrick's is the goat gin,
I
too.
used to like gin in the summer around the pool.
Yeah, that's how I do it, too. Yeah.
Snowing outside in Royal Oak at 2 in the morning, Spenny pounding gins.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. That is heavyweight.
That is
so heavyweight.
It was a heavyweight.
Did Easy behave himself? He didn't embarrass you?
He did. No, we had a great time.
Wasn't running through Royal Oak with bad takes and stuff?
He was not. I got the fried chicken.
Of course.
From the Owl. Also, there was some tacos. Also, there was some chicken wings. It was delicious.
Look at that! Look at his face. Look on this face. You know it's legit, so there you have it. I mean, that's not a paid advertisement or anything. That's just Spenmo saying, hey, it slapped. And if you want food that slaps, you should probably pull up on them, too.
Yeah.
Free plug.
Yeah, free plug.
Free plug.
They deserve it.
It was that good. Rich Diana says, Milt Plum threw a beautiful ball. Greg Round says, ha, 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 Michigan lost to Rutgers. We'll discuss.
Did you say you went to the Owl?
Yeah, the Owl.
Oh, god dang. I mean, I wish I would have paid attention. That's my spot, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Because I live right behind it. Mm-hmm. Dude, I'll tell you the best breakfast. Did you have the chicken sandwich? They're like their Popeye's chicken sandwich is phenomenal. Like, you can't go wrong there. It's got a Mexican theme or whatever.
It's all hitters.
My go-to is the breakfast. They serve it in this, you get it to go. It's the easiest to go
You're a big
spot.
breakfast guy.
If I'm leaving here, and it's literally like 10 minutes, right? So I live right behind it, is that I'll order. It'll be ready when I walk in, but, you know, the chorizo, the hash, the eggs, everything like that. If you haven't been to the Owl Diner, which you've driven by, absolutely. I didn't even know you were talking about the Owl.
Yeah.
I heard you talking about the Maury.
Oh, yeah, we went to the Maury.
You came into the north end of the Oaks.
Mm-hmm.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Shane Sandrock says, Will Levis will be the Milt Plum of our generation, except Will Levis will never be on Big D Energy, ever, ever, ever. At least not while I'm here anyway. Thomas Perry says, Spenny's looking...
Why you do that, bro?
What?
Why you put in the universe that maybe Brad Holmes drafts Will Levis and we have to talk to him?
I'm not putting that out there. I'm just stating a factual statement.
If he was a Detroit
that Will
Lion,
Levis,
never interview him?
Will Levis will never be on this show. He'll never be interviewed on this show. I know that. As long as I'm here.
All right.
That will never happen. Thomas Perry, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Spenny's looking a little dehydrated, LOL. Care to comment?
Yeah, so I made the mistake of not getting a water bottle when I went to bed last night. And so I wake up at like 4 a.m., just like
that's the gin effect.
The dry mouth, the pine cone mouth.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm looking around, slapping my desk, nothing on there. That walk from the bed to the kitchen to get a water bottle is one of the hardest treks in mankind.
Oh, yes.
Lewis and Clark had it easier going across the Rockies.
I needed Sacagawea to take me to find that water bottle.
Vasco da Gama going across an ocean.
Sir Edmund Hillary up Mount Everest.
We had an easier time. Let me tell you this, though, Spenny, about the gin. See, gin was kind of my thing. When I made the turn in the lifestyle, because I told when I got to work with the dietitian and stuff like that, I said, look, I'm never going to stop drinking.
Yeah.
So we need to work around this because that ain't happening. So give it to me. She said vodka or gin and club soda.
Okay.
You'll pass out before it becomes a nutrition problem. And I was like, all right, challenge accepted.
That's good.
And she was right.
She's right.
There was I call it the summer of 16. The summer of 16, where I learned about that curve, where when you're on the gin and everybody else is drinking the beer, you have a gin and soda, they have a beer. You have a gin and soda, they have a beer. Now you're losing ground.
Yeah, oh yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Oh, for sure.
And there's a learning curve. And you'll pay the price. You'll pay the price a couple of times.
Definitely.
But you'll get to know it.
Oh, it's worth it.
And Hendricks is a hitter.
Hendricks is a hitter.
Flat out hitter. What else is going on? Eagles shopping Darius Slay. The Rams shopping Matt Stafford. I was told the cap's not real, right? I was told by people on Twitter, cap's not real.
Darius Slay, $26 million cap hit this season.
Now, obviously, if we're talking about our Detroit Lions, Darius Slay with the history here, and obviously one of the better corners in the league, and the question is the age, right? That's the biggest question, or is it the contract, Neal?
I think it's a mix of both, right?
So we said this in the pre-show. I ask you right now, is it doable? Is it feasible for the Lions if Brad Holmes wanted to do this?
I mean, sure, it's feasible. You're going to have to make some moves on your roster.
So when you say that, if you did this, if you did that, so it really isn't something that's a caveat to this roster, right?
The problem is it's a 1-year solution.
Right.
You know, that's That's where it comes back to the fact that it's a 1-year solution. So, but again,
I realistically think if this was a year from now, it's so legitimate because I think you're closer to being one person away. Will it be a cornerback? Who knows? But that person, like Darius Slay, I think we're a year away from the conversation. We're just like with the Red Wings, with the weaponized salary cap and draft capital, Brad Holmes with the Lions. I think that would be interesting because of the history, because we all know, and Darius Slay in the community, anybody who's met him, what a great guy. You know what I'm saying? I always say Jennifer Slay, his wife, makes the best jambalaya, right? Shout out Johnny, you at Pro Sports in Livonia. That's where that connection comes from. But I think we're a year away from the seriousness. Nobody's serious about Stafford. Right?
No.
It's just where would he end up? Where's the perfect fit for him?
No.
What did you say?
No.
Yes.
No. No. I refuse to accept that as fact.
I thought the same thing.
No.
He tweeted it.
No.
And I thought he was joking. And then we called him on the show, and he's like, "Why not?" I'm like, well, "Why not? Why would you?" No. Maz just wants every quarterback.
I mean, how do you take? See, that's why. I mean, I watched it the other day. You can't take. That's where the credibility of the seriousness is. Like, really, dude? Like, I mean, I get it when you're Anthony Rich or you're arguing like he was with you the other day, but then when you go to this stuff like that, it doesn't even make any sense.
I can't wait to try to acquire a 35-year-old quarterback with a $50 million dead cap number, whose arm is broken in half right now. Coming off elbow surgery. Can't wait. Who's lived a hard NFL life.
Yes. He's a warrior for a long time.
No question. Mm-hmm. Again, we got to go back to this. Just when I thought we were done with this,
they pull you right
here
back
we are again. So I got to go through the list. All right. Did great things for the community here. Check. Was a warrior here. Check. Answered the bell. Check. All that stuff. He did not do that. He did not. I refuse to accept that. I refuse.
I'm just reporting what happened yesterday.
No. Jack Stark says Maz would sign Milt Plum. You think he would sign him right now?
Probably. Maz is quarterback hungry.
No, he's quarterback thirsty.
Quarterback thirsty.
He is. You think he's sliding in quarterback DMs?
Oh yeah.
Okay, here we go. Who would Maz take at quarterback? Chuck Brewer, the only quarterback Maz doesn't want in Detroit is Tom Brady.
It's true.
It is true.
He wanted Baker.
He did.
That's right.
Maz would take Footsteps Falco. And look, I'm glad we're going to the break soon because I'm just going to ignore the rest of these that come in.
I like the Paul Crew one. Jake Wagner, Maz would take Paul Crew. Paul Wrecking Crew.
Here we go.
It's a great movie.
We're not doing that. Maz wants JJ McCarthy. No, that's Sam Flannel.
That's Sam Flannel.
Is that part of the Jared Goff succession plan, Flannel?
Not necessarily, but if things kind of fall that way, I'm not ruling it out. I know we'd all rather have him on a rookie deal than bring back Matthew Stafford.
Yes, I would.
Just saying.
I can agree with that.
I'm not saying it's imminent or anything. I'm just saying. Don't rule it out.
Over under J.J. McCarthy's NFL career touchdown passes.
150.
Wow.
Yeah, right? I mean, that's not even that much. It's the modern NFL.
No, that's a solid,
150.
5-6 seasons.
He's going to be a first-round draft pick.
Maz Flannel.
Maz
Flannel, everybody.
150. I mean, that's projecting him as a starter for 5-6 seasons, so that's not too crazy.
I'll take that under all day long.
I think I like McCarthy.
That's a get right. That's a get right. Now 6 years down the road or whatever, that's a get right there. D-Mac, you got a big project. What's a get right for that?
Absolutely. The get right is called Uptime, getting back into the game, and that's where Alta comes in because that Alta Uptime matters. Alta Equipment has everything, and I mean everything you need to get the job done. You got bog, you got snow, whatever you got. Alta Rent, they got you covered. Call them today. 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA.
You're about to be shell-shocked. The catch of the day is in. Big Boy Seafood Fest is officially back. Join us for some of your favorites like our popcorn shrimp and pike perch platters and our classic fish and chips. This year, we've reeled in some fresh catches like our shrimp Alfredo, shrimp stir fry, and our fish sandwich. And especially, don't forget about our all-you-can-eat Friday night fish fry buffet. Every day is a fish fry at Big Boy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Olafson, DC, the founder of the Custom Health Centers, and we've helped thousands of people learn how easy it is to lose weight and keep it off with our customized weight loss and body contouring programs.
With Custom Health, you don't feel hungry, you eat well. My name is Simeon Timbuk, and I've lost 71 pounds on the program.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
The Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck is the home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. Multiple different ways you can play. They've got $12 open unlimited play and private lane reservation for $120. If you get thirsty, they got a $2 mystery beer vending machine and multiple fully loaded bars to choose from. So make sure you go check them out in Hamtramck or visit them online at foalingwarehouse.com.
We are off and running on a Friday. Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty got his breakfast delivered. What are we working with over there? I see some bacon, some toast. What do we got? Eggs?
Healthy today. Healthy, big day. Benny inspired me after last night.
Nothing says healthy like some bacon on the plate, right, D-Mac?
Hey,
Well, it's like the healthiest food out there,
yeah.
That's true.
right? What goes with everything?
Bacon. Sam Flannel and his 150 career touchdown passes in the NFL for J.J. McCarthy.
I believe Shannon Sharp, Uncle Shannon, said it the best. I'll eat everything on the pig but the squeal. Oink.
That guy right there is Spencer Raxter, by the way. It's more, it's a lifestyle with Spenmo. We will just say it like that. Michigan State in action today, 2:30, right, against Ohio State?
2:30 against the Buckeyes.
Bum-ass Ohio State Buckeyes.
Yep.
Bum-ass. What's the number in that game? Have we seen?
Let me check.
I haven't looked at it yet, but anyway, woodwardsports.com chat thread. Rack says we need another get right after that bum-ass get right pick yesterday.
Minus 4.5.
Minus 4.5?
Yep. At minus 105.
I hate that hook.
I think Michigan State's going to shoot them out of the gym. Unless they go ice cold, which...
Like if they make 2 field goals in the second half?
Yeah, that's embarrassing.
So we need to talk about it yesterday. And D-Mac, an absolute implosion. And we were fine. Michigan had a 7-point first half lead. They were up 3 at the half. And then an absolute implosion by a team that I was told had 2 NBA first-round picks, that had Hunter Dickinson, that has talent. There is no excuse for what happened there yesterday, D-Mac. That was an absolute implosion.
The turnovers, right? I mean, it was just can't take care of the ball. It was embarrassing, but wasn't that a culmination, that game, sort of the Michigan Wolverines basketball season? Right? Didn't that culminate to it, just the way that they really couldn't get it done? And I go back to to the limited games that I watched, but the 2 games prior where Michigan had the ball with possession at the end of the game, even against Indiana, even down the stretch, and not be able to follow through. What I saw more yesterday and all year round is that it's not a team. Maybe there is talent there, but man, they didn't play as a team. And I got to look at the coach. To Sam Flannel, when you made this get right pick yesterday, and I said it, maybe they're winning the first half. Maybe they'll implode the second half so we could have a great show today, and Sam would be bitter. Because did he not call, if they lost, for Juwan Howard's head? Did he not say that? Yes. Did you not say that yesterday?
Well, I did say that.
And now, real quick, woodwardsports.com chat thread. Answer 14. I've replayed Neal's dissection of Maz from Tuesday like 5 times. It was awesome. Paul Thomas says Michigan is dangerous in the NIT. So now we welcome to the main stage, and we give him his time because he didn't even Yesterday was a different Sam Flannel in our little text thread. I was texting him directly because I saw some things yesterday that really.
Oh, guys, hold
really.
on. Neal went parental off, got out of the chirps, got out of everything else, and sort of had to give the young Sam Flannel a little bit of education. You took him to school? Would you say you had class yesterday with Sam Flannel?
I laid out like the basketball stuff I saw.
But I'm trying to get so guys if there's a group thread right between everybody here, and then we have a Big D Energy thread where you can just imagine where that goes. So if it's preparation for today, so we know what we're talking about, and then we'll put funny things in, or we'll get the chirps back and forth. But when we go sidebar and rogue and go individual, it means like trying to make a point, but there's like an acumen. I will do this if there's something that Neal, I need to make a point with. Hey, did you see that? Watch that again in hockey or something like this. Or Neal say, well, why did he do that? And I'll say, oh, you saw that, eh? Like the little intricacies.
Yeah.
So you saw something behind the scenes that'll help in Sam's Michigan fandom, but obviously something was apparent to you.
Yes, and here's the deal, and I'll set you up for this one, Sam Flannel, where what I saw was the formula for Michigan, right? Hunter Dickinson in the post, he was eating, he was going to work. Rutgers made an adjustment, and they pinched the post off. They pinched it down in the post. There was space in the corners. Michigan never took advantage. They never changed anything, Flannel, and it was rough to watch. And look, we laugh and we joke, and ha ha ha, the blue wall and all that kind of stuff. We joke. I felt bad for Michigan watching it yesterday. I did, for real. I felt bad for it. It was all. I likened it to when you drive by a car accident, like you can't not look.
Yeah.
Like you feel bad about it, but you can't not look. That's what it was like. They did nothing, Sam Flannel, to adjust. They just watched it evaporate in a game they had to have. So now I welcome to the main stage. He is Sam Flannel.
Well, first off, I just have to give a nice little slow clap. Congratulations, Juwan Howard. You have now officially completed your process of burning down the program that John Beilein built from the ashes of the Tommy Amaker era. Yesterday, despite this season being a complete and utter failure in terms of the regular season and what their talent dictated that they should be and what they actually are, Michigan had a chance to make a little bit of a run in the Big Ten tournament and make the tournament, and hell, maybe win a couple of games, maybe go on one of those miracle runs. It happens all of the time. But instead, after being up by 3 at the half against Rutgers, a position where Michigan should feel very, very comfortable that they can close them out, they decided to play one of the worst halves of basketball I have ever seen on any court. I've seen better halves of offensive basketball in rec leagues. Michigan put up in the second half a number that almost sounds made up. It's too bad to be true. In the first 18 minutes and 56 seconds of the second half, in a game that they have to have, a season possibly salvaging win, Michigan put up a grand total of 1 field goal. 1. And I'm using this finger for effect. 1 field goal. Just an absolute embarrassment, a disaster. Their half-court offenses always look so disjointed. When Hunter Dickinson gets doubled, they can't adjust. And what Juwan Howard has done is take a program from 2013 to 2019, which was the most successful Big Ten program, both with success, getting to 2 national championship games, and as an NBA factory, having 8 first-round draft picks that John Beilein recruited and coached their entire career. That is a very significant number. 2 in 4 years becoming a underachieving but talented team that is going to miss the tournament in this crappy Big Ten when they're going to get 9 teams. Michigan is not one of them. And this is a team that has the talent, the high-end talent where they should win the conference. And they're not even going to make the NCAA tournament. They're not even going to give themselves a chance to salvage something. They're done. It's a disaster, and that is a fireable offense for Juwan Howard. I don't want to hear people giving him a pass. That is an absolute fireable offense, and I would have done it already if I were the Michigan AD. I hope it happens. I don't think it will, but he should be fired today. That was that big of a disaster this season.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. This I will not let slide. Ransom. I already said earlier, Michigan basketball is 8 freshmen, 3 sophomores, and 2 juniors. The inexperience showed up when leading in games. They can't close them out. No.
Thank you.
No. 2 NBA players and Hunter Dickinson. You do not get to play that card. Here's the other card that you do not get to play, the close loss card. I told you, people in the media, they ran that yesterday. They ran, they were in these fights and in these. No. They are what they are.
They are you are what your record says you are, and in all those close losses, they had chances to win. I think I mentioned this either today or yesterday or earlier on the morning show. Michigan had 6 games in which at one point their win probability was 80% or higher, and lost 6 games in which that was the case. If you win maybe 2 or 3 of them, you're in, and this bad Rutgers loss is basically deemed irrelevant, and they would have had a higher seed in the Big Ten tournament. And like you said, Neal, I hate this whole idea that, they're young. 2 NBA first-round draft picks, plus Hunter Dickinson in this game giving you 24 points and 7 rebounds on pretty good efficiency. You should be able to win this game, and you should be able to win the Big Ten, win this crappy Big Ten. As I've said, you may not believe me, just look at the numbers. They have the most high-end talent of any team in the Big Ten, and they're not even going to make the tournament. If you excuse this as a Michigan fan, then you're just a bad fan. Shame on you. It's pathetic, a disgrace of a season. This basketball program is less than mid. It's underachieving in mid. I'm devastated. I'm not going to lie. I'm a broken man. I now don't have a basketball program.
But Sam, here's the question, right? Is it lack of talent? Because from what I hear from you guys and from what I was told and from what I've seen, it's no, because of the first round prospect and Hunter Dickinson back for his 5th year or whatever it's supposed to be. Is Juwan Howard in coaching? Excuse me. You brought up the fact that no adjustments. So to me, when you watch, there's no message being listened to. Like these kids are tuned out this program. Is that what I'm seeing here? Because to me, the glaring more issue sounds like it could more be the message being sent by Juwan Howard and the kids not listening. Or is it because if you're telling me it's not the 8 freshmen and 3 sophomores because they have enough talent, then why don't they make adjustments? Why are we in this continuation where they underachieve and they're sitting here like this?
I don't think it's that players have tuned him out. His son's one of the players.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that players have tuned them out or anything like that.
So tuning out, and obviously maybe it's the wrong message.
You want to know what I think plays a part in it? And this is real. The whole going on podcasts and clowning Arizona State and losing by 30 and the T-shirts at Wisconsin and all that kind of stuff. That stuff works when you're winning. When you win, you get to do those kinds of things. Like, it is that simple sometimes. It is. And I'm not going to say there's I got friends on that coaching staff, man. Like, stuff like this, and I got friends that are on that coaching staff that are very, very good coaches that I've worked with. I worked with for a long time. He's a good coach. They are good coaches there. It's the X's and O's in the fire in the moment. When Rutgers hits
coaching.
you.
Maybe not the
chess,
but
the chess
the
part
X's
of
and O's
it.
are
It's
wrong.
the chess part of it.
The X's and O's are wrong. The adjustment, getting out coached. So is that what we're seeing, Neal? More to it.
Yeah, because everything. And I'll write, because you've watched them more than I have. Because I work in college basketball, so I don't get a chance to watch them a ton.
I work in college.
Yeah, well, I don't get to watch them a ton, so I get marked. You know what I'm saying? So, like, here's the thing that I notice, and I've noticed it in the few times I watched them in the middle of the year when they were at Purdue. I think we were in Pittsburgh, and they were playing on a Friday night or something like that, or when they had the home game against Purdue. It seems to me it's the Dickinson post thing. He eats. Teams make an adjustment. If the wing players and the guard players from Michigan make some shots, they're okay. If they don't, they're not. There's no go-to. There's no go-to that involves a guard. It's just Jet with 2 T's, ha-ha! Like that's the offense.
I mean, I think you're pretty spot on with that. And there's also an element if Hunter Dickinson is doubled, then maybe Jet Howard or Kobe Buffkin, to his credit, has had a good season, kind of play iso ball and just kind of make something out of out of nothing.
Right, and that's all I see. Tell me, mark me.
No, you're right. I mean, this is a team that they should be better. I mean, that's the thing that drives me crazy about people kind of excusing Juwan and all the youth and everything, because their roster isn't perfect. They have, for the most part, had this season less than average point guard play. Doug McDaniel had a few good games. I was wrong that he came of age. He kind of turned back into what he always was. And their powered forward position is the most abysmal I've ever seen on a college basketball court, with guys like Will Shedder and Terrence Williams getting minutes, and Terrace Reed is too young. I get it. They're not a perfect team. That doesn't excuse them not making the NCAA tournament. It might be a reason they don't go on a deep run. It might be a reason that they lose some close games they should probably win. But we're talking about a team with 2 first-round draft picks, with Hunter Dickinson. Say what you want about him. In the last 4 games of the season, he was giving you 26 and 12 on 60% shooting. He put this team on his back in the last 4 games, and they only won 1 of those games. All of that working for you, and you don't even make the tournament. 68 teams make the tournament. At least 8 Big Ten teams will. And Michigan will be sitting at home. Or in the NIT, maybe. Maybe we can all go to Chrysler and see them play again.
Is it as simple as Todd saying in the chat, the Woodward Sports chat thread, saying Howard is not a leader of young men? Maybe
I don't know.
It's some guys are better coaching older people. You know what I'm saying? Think about and these aren't little kids, but some coaches that you've had growing up that were great for younger guys, great for high school guys, college guys. Maybe this is the case.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the answer. Real quick before we cut to the break, Jason Norman says, and I'll get Sam Flannel's response, if Michigan wins the NIT, will they hang a banner in Chrysler?
They better not.
Of course they will.
Yeah,
man.
what?
Bro, the freaking Fab 5 banners aren't even back on. Back up there.
That's egregious, by the way.
That is absolutely egregious. If they put up,
you know what? It's stupid.
It's very stupid.
It's stupid the Fab 5 banners aren't up at Chrysler.
Oh my God.
It's stupid.
If they put up an NIT banner and keep the Fab 5 banners down, I might have to pick another team. I won't, but...
The sports marketing agency, they spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their podcast is called This is the S Word. It's a series that helps address the stigma associated with seeking help. If you're struggling or someone you know is struggling, thesportsma.com. Again, thesportsma.com. Sports marketing agency, they're here to help.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991? Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Back at it on a Friday, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Ruhl, Darren, Breakfast, McCarty here in the building. You love you some breakfast, man.
All day, every day.
Yeah,
I'm a big breakfast guy.
Are you?
Oh, yeah.
See, I'm not. I do the kind bar with some cream cheese on it. I'm out the door, and I come back to you around 2 o'clock.
Martin's at 9.5 in Van Dyke has some of the best breakfast you'll ever get. They got the ultimate skillet.
You got all the breakfast spots on lock, don't you?
For sure.
What's it called, Spenny?
Martin's and Sons.
9.5 in Van Dyke?
9.5 in Van Dyke.
It's in my flight path.
It's a good spot.
I can make that work on the way downtown one day.
It's a good spot.
He is Spencer Raxter. We got Sam Flannel here in the building, just kind of wrapping up this Michigan basketball discussion. Quite simply put, it was an implosion against Rutgers yesterday with everything on the line. And I asked you the question yesterday, and I said, Does a win over Rutgers make them a tournament team? They're not a tournament team going in, right? That was your opinion, Sam Flannel. But if you beat Rutgers, magically you are. That whole argument always makes me laugh.
I mean, well, you got it. It's not about your talent or anything. It's about what your resume shows and earning it. I mean, if they would have beaten Rutgers, they might have gotten the gift of getting in, but they didn't even give themselves a chance. They imploded in that game, and I think they are what their record says they are. They're not a tournament team.
D-Mac, they won't now. And look, I'm big on the brands, and brands make the world go round because brands get you more television dollars. I'm sad because I root for media. You know what I'm saying? I root for us to be able to wrap up here and me to poke fun at Michigan and Michigan fans poke fun at me and stuff like that. It's fun. It's one of my more enjoyable parts of the job.
I live to see Sam in a blender also.
Yeah.
Not just Maz, but Sam Flannel.
The saddest thing for me is even they were in the bonus with 12 minutes to go in the game. The officials understood the assignment, Sam Flannel. They were in the bonus with 12:10 left in the game. And then got whistle. Got 6 free throws, made 3 of them. And then Hunter Dickinson got cooked on defense on a play that resulted in a 3. You'll never know it because it wasn't his man that scored, but because he got dragged out on a switch, all chaos happened, and a guy was wide open for Rutgers, knocked down a 3, and they were off and running. And that was it. That was the beginning of the end.
Adjustments, right? To whatever else, and not even using the game to your advantage. So obviously, how many more times did they go to the line? Obviously, 3 of 6 isn't. But if you're in the bonus at 12, shouldn't you be pushing? Like that's the thing, is understanding awareness of where you're at in the game to make it difficult and to be able to lose that way. That's why is Juwan Howard the leader in this situation for these guys, because the message this year, right? Did anybody think the message at all got across? Other than playing really simple way. What did I know? Right? From not being the basketball guy, but when I turned it on and it came down to it and they were in any game, they go down to Hunter Dickinson. Yeah, he hit that amazing three ball, but I seen him cost more games. That's what I'm saying. Was it more because of lack of talent and they only had a couple guys, or is it the message? You know, that's the one thing is you have to look at. Because if you're telling me, Neal, and you know, guys, that there are credible basketball minds
100%.
At that facility, and if you tell me that you've been around them, I believe you 100%. It's like me talking about the Red Wings.
Right.
Right?
You're there. You live it.
What has to be done? Is it somebody else's message that needs to be handled? I guess we're fine. I guess the question is to Sam, where do you go from here?
Nothing. They're going to run it. He's fine. Juwan's fine. Because
I'm not saying that, but as a team, but we're talking about as your Michigan Wolverines, right? Which are supposed to be everything that I'm told that they are. That they aren't going to make the NCAA tournament. That's egregious.
Yeah, but what's the move, Sam? There is no move, Sam.
So that's
Flannel.
what I'm saying. So are we just sitting right here and just you're in the same position next year? Everything like that. What changes? Or it doesn't change.
Mike G says, Neal, I'm just waiting on U of M gymnastics and softball to make their run. Well, the Golden Grizzlies took care of the baseball team. They're crossed off the list.
That's true.
So
maybe baseball's
that's it.
cooked.
Is it off that? Is it off the basketball team? Is everybody more like Sam Flannel, where it's just disgusting care? But where does he go from here?
Cody Engel says Juwan is the hardwood version of Brady Hoke. Come on.
Whoa. Hey, you know what? There's some credence to that, and I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
I'm dead serious.
The good
CCR.
news is, though, Spenmo, this clears your Spartans. Your Spartans are in.
Yeah.
They're in.
Oh, yeah. And, you guys can cite me on this. I didn't react the way I did yesterday when Michigan lost to TCU. I poked fun at Flannel, and I had some jabs, but I wasn't, because I don't get like that. I'm not, preying on the downfall of I want to see my teams win, but I will do everything in my power to just produce anything that means Hunter Dickinson's going to lose. He's my most hated player of all time.
In any sport. Is he your most hated person ever?
No, I can't go that far.
Hunter Dickinson?
Hunter Dickinson. It's
so in sports.
Spy. He's your Tom Brady to Tom Maslow?
Yes. My top 5 is Hunter Dickinson, Patrick Beverly, Russell Wilson, Rudy Gobert, Claude Lemieux.
Who was 5?
Claude Lemieux.
I know that name.
Yeah. So
Rudy Gobert.
I hate Rudy Gobert.
Seems kind of rando.
He shut down the league.
No, not really. He started the whole.
He cried when he didn't make the All-Star team.
Lockdown.
Yeah. I think that's right. He caused COVID.
That's what I'm saying.
He shut down the NBA.
He started COVID. I forgot about that. I think he speaks for everybody. CJ Schneider, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. What did Rudy do? LOL.
Shut down the NBA. Cried when he didn't make the All-Star team. Has the most fraudulent Defensive Player of the Year awards ever.
Did the whole Mike thing.
Yeah.
And they gave Donovan. Yeah. Rudy Gobert at the beginning of COVID.
Yeah, and that's what the people are saying. He started COVID.
He did.
So it did not, it did not come from a lab or anything like that. Rudy Gobert
came from France.
In the form of Rudy Gobert.
From France with a love.
Yeah, absolutely. He dropped it on those microphones, and that was it. So, no, we're not getting into politics. So I saw one, and we're not doing that. So just stop when we can all agree it was Rudy Gobert that caused it. It wasn't a political party or anything like that. It was Rudy Gobert. So
Cornelius T. And he's French.
Yeah. Hey, the question is,
doesn't help his case.
On your top 5 most hated players.
No, and honestly, I don't want this to be a time where you should just slander Hunter Dickinson. He was all they had yesterday.
I agree with that.
He was all
I'm
they
with
had.
you.
He's a bum.
He's better than any player on Michigan State. That's a fact.
And he's going to be sitting at home during the tournament.
That's true.
Also a fact.
Hey, but you know what? As I said before, he put the team on his back in these last 4 games. It all started with when he, at that time, saved the season with that game-tying shot against Wisconsin. And then in those last 4 games, he's given you 26 and 12 on 60% shooting from the floor and 60% from 3 on low volume. It wasn't his fault. He did all he could do.
And I can't wait to see him play alongside Dwight Howard in China.
And you might be right.
And here's a good place to end this. Jack Harrington says Dickinson is a bozo.
He is a bozo.
Hey, if you're going to get a haircut,
11:42 on the bozo.
Yeah, if you're going to get a haircut, you're a bozo if you don't go to the place that's goated on the sticks.
Or if you have a bozo haircut and you need it fixed up, Lady Jane's can help you out. Either way, you come to Lady Jane's for award-winning haircut experience. Register for once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win a down payment for your dream home, up to $200,000. Yes, how does $200K sound? Lady Jane's, walk in, register today, open 7 days a week, walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With 4-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Chompin' Puck. Saturdays 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to WoodwardSports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to WoodwardSports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. And look,
I have a pathway for you, by the way.
No, you don't. Stop. We will leave that discussion where it was during the commercial break.
That was a good discussion.
It was a good discussion.
I got your back.
Yeah. Well, I'm aware of the pathway of what I want.
Yes.
And it doesn't add up. It's not feasible. It's not real. Like when you say, bring Matt Stafford home.
No, like when you just said, you got to understand, when Matt said things, he doesn't think it through, right? Where automatically things come up, and now you've trained me that I automatically think, wait, hold on before I answer. I gotta get Neal's, does it work with the draft capital and the money and everything like that? But in all, like, there's no way if you're gonna say Matt Stafford, where would he be a fit, right? We've been talking about Lamar Jackson and that contract and stuff like this. Which guy is more feasible for a team to attain. Obviously, two different conversations, but the money's up there, right? Because you're dealing with the same sort of money. And if we're talking about Neal, here's the thing. We're talking about Matt Stafford, but let's just use Matt Stafford as a Super Bowl winning quarterback that is near on the later end of his career. How many years does he have left if he's healthy? 2?
Not a lot.
One, maybe. Like, it's questionable coming off the elbow, right? But these are the things, but we're still talking some of the money that's guaranteed to these guys or some of the money that they want up in the $50 million range, right? Which leads back to your quarterback where that should start and go, wow, I'm happy with the position that I'm in. Again, that's what all this quarterback talk, whether it's Tom Brady, free agency, Lamar Jackson, makes me happier having Jared Goff. And why is that? Because the caveat of he's already paid, being a deal compared to everybody else, and the season he's coming off of with the guys, right? We're not talking about replacing Ben Johnson, a new offensive coordinator, something where he's got his guys back. We're talking about pretty much bringing back the same freaking band for another run at this.
Yeah, and here you
why
go,
would
Neal.
you ever want to inkle that? And it goes to your point too about why got to solidify the defense, right? I've seen it so many times, and and it's the passionate Lions fans, social media about having this conversation about signing Lamar or whatever, like the adamant of if they did that, that's great. We need defense, and that's so people see that Brad Holmes and what they're doing and how much closer we are.
What do you got, Spenmo? No, you don't.
I do.
No, you don't. Let's hear it. Bring Staff home. Good Christ.
He's not joking.
Speaking of bozos, can he just put on the clown outfit when he does that stuff? Maz,
Okay, Maz.
Come on, that's even worse than the Brady takes.
Even me and Easy were like, last night, we're like, there's no way. Like, he's just got to be joking. Easy called him on the phone.
Is that a hot take?
And he's like, why not? Why not?
Maz said that?
Yes.
Okay. Let's do that. You want to do it real quick? It's Friday, right?
Yeah, it's Friday.
F it Friday.
You got to tell them why it's not?
All right, so here's what you're looking at. If you want Stafford, Maz, there's $120 million in cap hits over the next 3 years. Okay? That's right off the rip. That's right off the rip. And if you want him for the last year of the deal, that's another $50 million cap hit. He's got a $20 million cap hit this year, but he's got a $50 million dead cap number. Next year, he's got a $50 million cap hit with $36 million of dead cap. You think you're getting 2 more years out of him? What do you think the percentage are? What do you think the percentage is that you'll get 2 years out of Matt Stafford with a reconstructed elbow?
60%, maybe.
Maybe.
50-50, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're taking that on your books. You're taking $120 million in cap hits. 50 per year the next 2 years, Maz. You're doing that for a 60% chance you might get 2 years? Stop. God
No.
damn it,
You know
guys. Stop with this.
You know what I just realized?
Stop it.
This
Get
was
some
the
help.
answer to the Jeopardy question. How do you make Lamar Jackson's deal that he wants look good, right? Compared to trying to get Stafford, right? When you bring all that up, leads me back to what did Lamar want again? 2 first round. You know what I'm saying? Like, Lamar is more realistic than Stafford ever would be, wouldn't it, Neal? Money wise.
Oh yeah, million percent. Gypness says, Neal. Also, that leaves no room to sign Jacoby Brissett as the backup. That is true as well.
That's a good point.
What are we going to do?
Oh, my God, the worst.
Third string Marcus
Tom Kennedy
Mariota.
might not be there. The Tom Kennedy money might not be there.
Oh, my God, man.
Shout out to Gypsoniz. He started a heavyweights Discord.
No, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. I like that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But this is the narratives that get put out there. Bring them home.
It's that narrative has basically united the fan base against Maz. Nobody really wants this. And that's the thing about Maz. I love Maz. He's a very nice guy. I sometimes think people are a little bit too hard on him. But it's the sentimental BS like this, which he tends to fall for it more than almost anybody that I've ever known, despite being a very, very smart guy. We can't talk about sentimental things in the past. It's not going to happen. Not a chance in hell.
Hey, by the way, Detroit Dabber 313 brings up a great point. Maz is a Baker Mayfield simp.
He is.
So
It's true.
So,
also happened, my
when it
goodness.
comes to quarterbacks,
And he also
Throw him
lauded
out.
the Rams for signing him and ended up costing us 3 spots in the draft. Baker Mayfield, hey, low key, you talk about your Hunter Dickinson hate. Baker Mayfield cost us an easy 3 spots in the draft.
It's true.
We're not even having any
But
of
we're
this.
probably still going to get Jalen Carter, so it's all right. It worked out.
Well, we'll see. That's TBD.
He's not going top 5.
It's amazing to me. All right, so we handled that. Let's do the Darius Slay thing. Slay's in the last year of his deal. He's a $26 million cap hit. He's 32 years old.
too much and too old, right?
Yeah,
does it make sense if it was like if we were a cornerback away, like we had our next year at this point where it was one player to pay $26 million, that cornerback to lock it up on that? Yes,
100%, all in.
100%. This would be a move like what the Rams did last year for the Super Bowl, 2 years ago for the Super Bowl, right? Hoarding all some of the big money players and going for it. So. Because I think he fits, he knows the city, knows the culture, all that stuff, and is a great player, but it's not worth it.
Doesn't fit the timeline.
No, life is all about timing. You know what I'm saying? And it's not there yet. And again, I should just do a recording of this. And then when these things pop up, because this seems to be the way that this town operates, as soon as and this is going to be the bad season for this. You know what I'm saying, D-Mac? Every single name that pops up, yeah, go get him. Yeah, go get him. This isn't your fantasy football team, everybody. There's costs involved. Acquisition costs, cap space, all that stuff. I mean, I was told the cap's not real, though, right? Again, ask the Chiefs if the cap's not real. Ask them. But I think I need to make a recording of this. The reason the Lions are good is because they have financially flushed the organization. They've gotten the Trey Flowers off the books. They've gotten the Jamie Collins off the books. They've done all of those things that are necessary. They've acquired a war chest of draft picks over the next 2 years. They have a quarterback on a very, very cap-friendly deal, especially when you look around the league and see what's going on. They hit on draft picks. That's why they're good. That's why the Lions have turned the corner. That's why the Lions are the betting favorite to win the division. We do not need to go down this road. Every time somebody gets cut, bring them home. Bring Matt Stafford home. The Rams. Stop with this, you guys. Stop. Let Brad Holmes cook. D-Mac, I feel like you now, man.
Hashtag Wiser Plan 1919, guys. Just get on board the Holmes train. But here's the whole thing, right? Where you bring this up. I like the fact that you are in every conversation when it comes up to these guys and the money, because it has to pass by. If you were a train station or whatever, it goes by Allen Park. Brad Holmes goes, doesn't work. Does work. The question that I have, right? We've been talking about Jalen Ramsey and his contract and his cap hit or whatever like that. When you're talking about some of these top couple cornerbacks in the league that are available, and then when you look back at compared to Slay's contract, Ramsey's contract, that would be more doable, right? To acquire this guy. So again, it's timing is everything, but in Holmes you trust, Neal. And because
110%.
So now, right, does this make sense? What did we just witness with the Red Wings? And Steve Yzerman at trade deadline time, going up to that winning streak and everything else. People were all excited and this and that, and what did he do?
He said, my process is working fine.
I was always prepared
That's
for the
what
future.
he said, but you know what he said. He said, the process is working fine.
The process is working. Do you not see the same thing with Brad Holmes? And you're in that lucrative time right now where everybody's going, oh, go get this guy. No, it's not the time, right? The time is coming just like it is with the Wings. Don't you see similarities between what Brad Holmes and Steve Yzerman are doing, getting the caps right, getting the picks right, getting into these conversations for all these players?
Austin Rollworst says, calm down. No, Austin, these people that immediately when somebody's cut, they'll get them to the Lions. No, they need to calm down. Because Tim France says, I forgot all about Trey Flowers. What a disaster. Well, you know who didn't forget about Trey Flowers last year? Brad Holmes, when they had to pay him $18 million with Jamie Collins. He didn't forget about him. You know how the knock on Brad Holmes is? Well, he hasn't gone out in free agency yet. Your free agent, he signed free agents for you last year. Trey Flowers and Jamie Collins. That's who he signed to not play. You want to go down that road again? I don't. They're flushed now. These are the things that have to be done. This is why they want 6-year contracts. And I would trust that when he sat down to interview for the job, he detailed with great pain, these are the things that have to be done. Matt Stafford has to be moved. I have to flush Trey Flowers and Jamie Collins. These are non-negotiables. To move forward to get in these waters, we have to flush this, and I have to hit on draft picks. He's delivered it all. I'm not in the business of foregoing cap space and draft capital, because that's how you win in this league. And I got to have this conversation, it seems like every 3 days. What don't we get about this, D-Mac? And I say we for a fact. I'm not saying you or you guys in this room. I think you guys get it. But what don't we get about this? Somebody help me. Help me understand what the people don't get.
Well, this is winning culture. It's different, right? All the things that people are talking about are the way that we used to. Terry Foster says the best. We're infatuated with contracts and players, and we don't care about age or money or anything like that. It's more like we want to fill our fantasy team. Brad Holmes, and that's the best part. This organization used to be run like a fantasy team. It's not run like that anymore by these guys. You're in every conversation. So I'm saying it'll be interesting to see if anything is done in free agency. Something that this year, Neal, is the first time, would you say, that Brad Holmes is weaponized to make a move at free agency?
A controlled move?
That's what I'm saying. If he wants to, right? If he wants to be, as opposed to last year.
D-Mac.
Last year, he couldn't make even a controlled move because of the money on the books. That's what I'm saying, is maybe he's not there yet to make that free agent splash because he's still getting the draft and everything to affect. I mean, at the end of the day, sit back and wait and see what happens, because things will start rolling. Like free agency comes. Do we add somebody? Does he spend a couple dollars? Do we get a $7 to $10 million cornerback, or one of these linebackers that we've been talking about? What's going to go on? Then it'll paint a little bit bigger picture to get into the draft talk. So at the end of the day, I trust what Brad Holmes is doing because he's showing me.
That is true. Philip C says Neal's so upset his hat is on sideways. I did get a little aggressive there. You know what I'm saying? It did. One step. People are saying I'm triggered and stuff like that. I guess to some degree, because it's frustrating. This isn't your fantasy league. Somebody didn't get cut on Monday, and you're going to the waiver wire on Wednesday, and you pick them up, and there's no implications to it. It's not your fantasy league. It's real. There's cost associated with it. Jesus, man. Are you going to do 20, AC, are you going to have 20 mock drafts? AC, I haven't seen you in a minute. Good to see you back. Are you going to have 20 mock drafts like Adam Bay do? No, we're going to do some, though. We'll
do some.
We're going to do some. I think, because what do we got? Tampering starts, what, Monday?
Yep.
Tampering starts Monday, so I'd assume Monday we'll have that rolling. And then free agency is Wednesday, right?
Yes.
Okay. I think Friday.
Next week's going to be popping.
Yeah, next week's popping. And I better get it together. And I'm talking to myself right now. I'll look at myself in the camera. You better get it together, man, because this is only the beginning. And if you're acting like you, Neal, if you're acting like this now, and we've only started, wait until Monday. Wait until the league New Year comes. And all these cuts have to be made. You have to be better, Neal. You can't be like this on a Friday. What are you going to be like on Wednesday? On your birthday, no less.
Your birthday's on Wednesday?
It is.
Oh, nice.
Get it together. Get it together, Neal Ruhl. Have a Cintron and chill out. That's right, Cintron, the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings. Right now, an exclusive offer for Woodward Sports fans with the limited edition Red Wings 6-pack. You see it up there on your screen. It's only $15 shipped to your door. Free shipping. I'm a simp for free shipping.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why, but I enjoy it more than most. I feel like I'm getting over when I get free shipping, and I don't know why. But hey, Cintron's going to do it for you. They'll ship the limited edition Red Wings 6-pack sampler box. The great tasting cranberry, the classic, and the sugar-free. So you know what? Why wait? Go to drinkcintron.com/Woodward. drinkcintron.com/Woodward. Deliver it right to your door, $15. You can try all of them. Give it a spin next time you're down at Little Caesars Arena. Proud partners with the Red Wings, the Pistons, and LCA. Drink it, live it with Cintron. Okay.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle. They were talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
Neal Ruhl here for Custom Health Centers. Our own Ermanni has started his journey. He's down 15 pounds. 15 pounds with Custom Health Centers. You can start your journey as well. They have over 20,000 success stories. They've helped many former professional athletes lose weight. You know how that works. The career stops, and all of a sudden they pack on some lbs as they move back to civilian life. Former Pro Bowl MVP Eddie Murray, Pistons bad boy NBA champion Rick Mahorn. Rick's down over 50 pounds. With Custom Health Centers, you can be too. Call Dr. Jason at Custom Health, 844-789-THIN, 844-789-8446. That's Custom Health Centers. Pulling up on the second hour of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, all of you. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Tap into the podcast also. You miss something, subscribe. iTunes, Spotify, Spreaker, wherever you get your podcast. And if you go that far, maybe you're willing to go a little further to get Shawshank, your little Shawshank reset for you. Rate it and review it. Drop us a 5-star on there. Say, hey, Big D Energy, man, it's the greatest show ever. Even if you're telling a little white lie, I'll forgive you. I won't look down on you. D-Mac, I made mention, free agency, the tampering period starts Monday. It's wild that they call it like legal tampering, number one. You ever get tampered with?
Oh, in my contract? My hockey career?
Yeah, don't name names. Did the team ever reach out?
I've been tampered with in some of the establishments Spenny hangs out with. That's about it. No.
Hell yeah.
No. No.
No one ever reached out to your agent?
No, it was pretty and
they all knew you were staying, right?
Well, so when I left Detroit, right? So what happened is when the lockout happened for the whole year, and then the salary cap came in, and I was one of the ones that get bought out. Calgary was on my short list. Actually, Colorado did call me.
Did they really?
They called, but I didn't even take the call. Right?
Let it go to voicemail.
No, I wanted Calgary. I wanted to go play for Daryl Sutter. So that came right quick. The minute I was available, they were there. So never had to wait and see and stuff like that. But no,
never got tampered with.
I can't say I've been tampered with.
All right,
not by at least not my choice.
Not by choice.
Not by choice.
All right, guys, so let's do it. With free agency coming up next week, let's revisit your Detroit Lions in their situation. As it stands right now, just over $21 million in cap space. Remember, you got to sign your rookie class that you draft, and you got 2 first-round picks too. Mm-hmm. So you got a little more than most that you have to account for. Some of the free agents that you are looking at, notable, DJ Chark, Jamal Williams. I assume that's going to get done. I've heard that is, for all intents and purposes, done. That's, people that I've talked to in those circles kind of assure me of that.
Did you get the term?
The figure? I didn't get an exact figure. It's just something that works for everybody. That was how it was left.
4?
That would be something that works for everybody, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think so. So you have that. You would assume that's going to get done. That's going to chop you down to around 17 without signing your draft class, by the way. It's drying up pretty quick, isn't it, Spenmo?
Mm-hmm.
So let's go around the board, right? Alex Anzalone's out there, who's more of a candidate, I think, than people realize because that number's drying up. D-Mac, again, I know Terry Foster, he said you need, Isaiah Buggs on there because you need a guy with a big ass.
Damn, that's a big ass.
Yeah.
Well, are these all guys, Anzalone, Buggs, and guys like this that aren't going to demand, Kaminsky aren't going to demand money on the market? Is somebody else going to go out and get them and pay them at a top dollar? If you get them to discount, like if you think of Anzalone, he's a Dan Campbell guy, came from the Saints, stuff like this. We've seen that you would think that he's going to give the team friendly deal. What did he make last year? $2.5 million, $3 million?
Yeah, 2.5-ish.
So I mean, you expect him back around there, as a bit part. But again, do they go out and make a splash with somebody at free agency where they're going to spend $10-15 million on a quarterback or a linebacker? We'll have to wait and see. But do other teams want the big ass and Buggs or Kaminsky? Like it all comes down to. These are more of your, and not to say nickel and dime guys, but these are more your fill-in guys that you fill your roster in with.
And Sam Flannel, we discussed like the Anzalone thing. He was solid last year, especially for the price point.
He had a very good year.
He did. And for the right price, I wouldn't necessarily be upset with bringing Alex Anzalone back, although we've mentioned a couple linebackers in free agency I think the Lions could look at, like a Trey Edmonds or a Bobby Wagner, someone like that. I would probably prefer that if it didn't dry up too quickly, let's just say. If they did some things like cut Romeo Okwara and Vaitai, which I think they will. But Alex Anzalone, he proved last season that he wasn't terrible. I thought he was, like a lot of people thought he was. He's a starting caliber linebacker on certain linebacking cores. So I wouldn't hate it for a cheap price.
Here's something where, and this is valid, Jake Wegner says on the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Kaminsky was popular on the waiver wire, so someone may want to toss a bag at him to try to get him. But if he wants to be here, so they may need to offer a lot more to try to draw him away from Detroit.
Say that last part again. Must offer him more to draw him away from Detroit. Aren't we hearing that more about guys wanting to be part of this process?
Yeah, but I think for somebody like Kaminsky.
No, I don't care about what it is. I'm more of the comment of what we're saying. To draw away from, he likes it being here. Guys like what they're building. We hear it more than not. It's not the first time that I've heard it. Like, I like DJ Chark. What's going on? What's going on here? I think that Kevin Forte brings up a perfect question to you, Neal. Do the Lions have any good restructuring candidates to free up a few dollars? As a matter of fact, your favorite guy could absolutely help them out here. Could they not? Could Goff not help them out in a restructure of the contract to give them more money? Technically, right? You've got them in a position that if they were going to renegotiate and pay it down the road, would open up. Am I not understanding the cap correctly? But technically, that would be an option. Like
he could juice you a couple million. He's got a $5 million roster bonus. So maybe you could flip that to a signing bonus and stretch it over the last 2 years of the deal.
What if you renegotiated his contract? Like we're talking about, right? And put on a couple more years.
Yeah. Well, see,
like,
here's
what other teams? Like, I'm trying to get the expert. Maybe I'm not.
See, I don't know
the
that the timing's right for that yet. This is the same. This is the same structure of discussion we're having about, like, when we talk about the Slay or the Ramsey. Like you say, the timing's not right. I don't think the timing's right for that yet. Now, next year, yeah, you could do that type of thing where if Goff's your guy and you're going to sign him, then next year you sign him to the extension and you go in, and you juice out as the bonus. You stretch that out over the 5 years, the signing bonus, and you keep the cap number low. And then Easy will like it because he'll have another one of these deals where Goff has a $12 million cap number for the first 2 years of the deal. And then all of a sudden Easy will be in.
So if we were sitting here next year, right? Let's just move 365, right? And I could say, and the Slay deal came up, then there would be a pathway because you could renegotiate Goff to give you enough money to sign Ramsey or Slay if the time was right. Correct?
Correct.
Am I reading that right?
Yeah, because what it is on next year's, and they have a ton of cap space next year,
right?
As well. But you have a cap hit for Goff at $31.5 million. So if you do your extension, you could split some of that.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So you could drop that number a lot.
If you split some of that's almost the cornerback, the player, whatever.
You know who can't do that? The Rams with Stafford. Or if hey, you know what I'm saying? They can't do that because his cap hit's coming. Although I was told the cap's not real. But where are we at with that? And here's a question too. Philippines on Demand. Why do people dislike Anzalone? He had a good season. Why is that, Spenmo?
I don't know. The season before, like 2 years ago, still kind of lingers where he had the most missed tackles in the NFL. I was very happy with what Anzalone did last year.
Yeah.
Very happy. But I just think, like, if you can get a guy who is elite in coverage, which there are a couple of them out there, it would complement Malcolm Rodriguez very well.
I go back to it, like, what's the path? So, we did kind of veer off course there for a second. But someone asked what candidates there are for restructures, right, D-Mac? Let's do it. All right, because I think that's a segment in and of itself. Let Spenmo tell me about lobster rolls. And then when we come back, we'll look at the candidates, because obviously we're going to need more firepower, right? We are. So we'll see how. And speaking of something that I'm willing to spend some cap space on.
They got firepower.
Yeah.
There at Coonan yesterday. I didn't even make it down. Pretty disappointed in myself. But
that's a you problem.
That is a me problem. Because they're all around the city. Cousins Maine Lobster brings the best of the Maine Coast to Detroit. Try the variety of sweet, succulent Maine lobster menu items from their 2 food trucks rolling around the city. You can find their event scheduled on cousinsmainelobster.com and through their mobile app, where you can easily order ahead and earn rewards. So make sure, no matter where you are, you check out Cousins Maine Lobster.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With 4-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Chompin' Puck. Saturdays 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Let Guardian Alarm offer you customized solutions from real expert professional technicians. Take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. But I need you to call Guardian Alarm today. The number, 1-800.
Stay up.
24/7 professional monitoring call anytime, day or night. Know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. But I need you to call the number, 1-800.
Stay up.
Technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work. And people, real people, who have been proven to care like they care about Sam Flannel's flannel protection. As you can see, how many straight days of flannel protection, Sam?
230.
230, yes, 230 straight days of flannel protection. If you have something that you care about so personally, or maybe business-wise, there's only one person to call, one company to call. That's Guardian Alarm. The number, 1-800.
Stay out. Stay out of the Michigan coaching facilities, Juwan Howard. Pack your bags.
Damn, Guardian Alarm. Your local security experts, tell them Big D Energy, we sent you.
Well, if they did, Guardian has the technology. If you didn't want to go that route, I'm just saying.
Factual.
Coming down the stretch here on a Friday, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Spencer Raxter, Sam Flannel here with you. We're talking Lions free agency situation. It's starting on Monday, guys. The tampering, it's allowed on Monday, wink, wink, and it all goes down for real on March 15th. On Wednesday. The Lions situation, we discussed it before. We're just doing the quick refresher. As it sits right now, they got $21.3 million in cap space. They have to sign their draft class. So the Romeo Quora thing, and this was Spenmo's guy. He wasn't ready to give up on him.
Mm-hmm.
But now, Spenmo, are you caught up in the moment? Are you caught up in the hype? And if we 86 him, I can get you $7.5 million to play with.
Yes.
All right, percentage of we're here now in the moment versus before when you were like, I don't know, Romeo Quara's kind of my guy. I want to see if we can juice another year out of him. Let's see him come back. How caught up are you?
Say 70%.
All right, so you admit it.
Yes.
Okay, you admit it. Sam Flannel, the Okwara thing.
Cut him. You have no choice. I mean, if you actually want to make a run at a higher name free agent, you have to cut Romeo Okwara. How many games has he played in the last 2 years? Not very many. Always hurt. Cut him. Don't even think twice about it.
Steve Wild says he will take a pay cut and be restructured. I don't know.
It's weird hill to die on, the Romeo Okwara one.
It is. He what's his dynamic looking like? Real quick, I'll just take a look at it since we're out there in the open. He has a dummy year on the. This is essentially his last year. He's got a dummy year for 2024 for a $3.5 million dead cap number. So it's essentially a walk year for him. Yeah, I'd rather give D-Mac. I'd rather give Brad Holmes the $7.5 million to play with.
Absolutely, that's a lot of money. He's proven that. Because here's the difference, right, Neal? Right? There's a couple rookie deals, maybe 2 or 3 to the back end that that they're going to be guys that you would highly expect from his track record that are going to play. I mean, there's 3 guys right there, right?
We're in big boy territory right now. You know what I'm saying? Another popular one out there is Vaitai. He'll get you $6.5-ish million.
Yeah, I think didn't we already have him gone?
We did before, yeah. But okay, moving on. So we just got another $14 million in chips to play with. Let me see what else we got. I'm just saying, the Jeff Okudah thing. It's $5 million.
I don't think they're done with them. I think that they're gonna, ride that out. I don't think you can, I think you're going to more so because of the injury to Vaitai is to see that contract stepped away from and Okudah to give the last, is this his last kick at the can here, right? Would you expect, Neal, but that 3rd overall pick gets you a lot of opportunity.
No, it does.
Right.
And again, kind of like the risk, I don't want to call it risk reward, but it is that the payoff to what you're putting up. Because it's $5 million no matter what. Even if you do cut him, it is going to cost you $5 million.
So you know that.
Why not kick in the
play it out?
Why not kick in the extra $5 in case you catch lightning in a bottle?
And you know, as the athlete, that this is where your agent or whatever is saying is it's a good thing you're picked 3rd overall, right? You have to use this, and hopefully, health-wise and opportunity, and that this is the year. It just has taken him this much time, but they have to because of what's been invested.
Steve Wild says cut Harris for $4 million, and you know what, Steve? And I'm a big Harris guy, and he was very, very good last year, like the last year, not this past year that just happened, obviously. I'm a big Harris guy, but I'm there with you, especially seeing as you're going to commit a major draft resource, I think, to the defensive front in either a Tyree Wilson or a Jalen Carter. I'm with you. So, that's another angle. That's another angle that could play out. Then the rest of it, Khalif Raymond could get you 3.1. But who
kick returner and
who's going to play that extra spot? If you don't re-sign Chark, what are you going to? You got to have somebody.
I'm keeping Khalif Raymond.
And you saw the way wide receivers go down. Right, you're your 5 and 6 guy. Yeah, I mean, we're talking about look at Tom Kennedy. Let
TK cook.
Khalif Raymond at that money has shown me enough. I think that last year, to one of the bright spots is that he showed that he could be a valuable asset, whether it's returning kicks or that short intermediate like Amon-Ra St. Brown passes. He was effective. I mean, you saw his name.
Yeah,
and he's a small guy, plays big.
And people are dead set against it. And,
he's a good locker room guy, too.
Yeah, and all I'm doing is presenting you the math. This isn't me saying do it. I'm just giving you the math.
Believe it or not, he was second on the Lions in receiving yards last year. I mean, he kind of was a little bit of a great value Amon-Ra St. Brown in terms of his production. And with what he did returning punts, I would not cut Khalif Raymond. You can't cut everybody. You need him.
Yeah, so that's really about it. That's, in terms of a chunk of money, that's really about it. So I would imagine some of those guys are going to get gone because, and I forget, somebody asked earlier about what's the amount to sign the draft class.
It's gonna be what, like 10?
10-ish? Yeah, that's a number I've heard in the past. I can't remember if that's like a general rule or if that's a Lions specifically, because they do have 2 first-round picks.
And 2 second-round picks.
And 2 second-round picks as well. So theirs will be a little bit higher than most. So that's where we're at, guys. The Kaminsky thing. So, I mean, you based all this on the Kaminsky thing. Is he somebody? Now who are we retaining? Because as you go through the Lions free agent list and we look at it, Anzalone's on there like we talked about. I'd like to bring back Justin Jackson.
I would too.
Yeah,
that's not going to cost you much though.
$1 million bucks or whatever. I really, really value Justin Jackson, especially too if you're a DeAndre Swift hater, then you're going to need somebody.
Jackson played well when he got snaps.
100%. Yeah. He's got a track record in the league. That's the kind of guy you win with.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So where's it at? John Kaminsky, you want this done, right, D-Mac? I would assume. Yeah. Isaiah Buggs, we want that done?
You're not getting both of them, I think, and like...
And I'm glad that you're coming around to that realization, right? Because the snap reaction is, keep everybody. You're going to add to it in the draft.
Especially you're going to add to it in the draft, and I'd rather have Kaminsky than Buggs personally, just because of the versatility.
Oh, absolutely. You 100% take Kaminsky over Buggs. He was 3rd on the team in sacks last year, and you can move him around the defensive line, and he only played 12 games. 4 sacks in 12 games, and in the 12 games that John Kaminsky played, the Lions' record was 9-3.
And we're getting Jalen Carter, so.
Hey.
Speak it into existence.
Please.
4 quarterbacks.
Gotta actualize. Tom McShay said there's no way he's going in the top 5. And Seattle's in love with Tyree Wilson.
D-Mac, it's going to happen. D-Mac. It may be Adam Baydoun with the brick, with Neal Ruhl with a mirror and a razor blade, man.
I'd be wired up.
D-Mac, we're going to make this happen. I'm getting that feeling, right? Jalen Carter is coming home.
No, that's the whole thing. Where it comes down to where you have to look ahead of, and that's why where the free agency will let us know what they're doing. But yeah, and I would think as Councilman Colosio says, is that Kaminsky's looking for $5 million. If Bugs is cheaper, I mean at 3.5 or whatever. Wouldn't you like to see Carter and Bugs and McNeil on the inside? Can you imagine that? Oh my God!
You know what that is, D-Mac? That's how when you're betting on sports, you don't bet the teams, you bet the number.
Yeah.
The number dictates what direction you're going to go. That's a classic example of this. And let me tell you a classic example of Lent season. That is right. The Seafood Fest is back at Big Boy. They got all your Lenten favorites. Shrimp Alfredo, shrimp stir fry, the all-new fish sandwich as well. Darren McCarty, what's today?
Today's Fish Friday.
Fish Fry Buffet Friday. Get in there early at Big Boy. Spenmo's going to be lurking. He's not going to tell you which one he's going to tonight. That's up to you. And you don't want to find out from an adverse point of view. You don't want to be stuck behind that man because he's going to go to work. The all-you-can-eat fish fry buffet Friday night. Oh, look, that is tonight. It's Seafood Fest at Big Boy. Get to your local Big Boy today before Spenmo Rex does.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With four-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Chompin' Puck. Saturdays 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
When it comes to making your haircut truly an experience, there's no better place than Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to any one of our 26 Metro Detroit locations for an award-winning haircut experience and qualify for a chance to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Our precision haircut and talented stylists will have you looking good, feeling good, and give you a chance to change your life forever. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Neal Ruhl here for Chili Peppers Tanning, where you find the cleanest salons in the D. Spotless, sanitized rooms and trained and certified tanning professionals. Join the Pepper Club. They'll get all the best deals out there to you. They'll beat the competitors' prices by at least $5. You can pick up the Australian Gold, Designer Skin, Caltan, and Spencer Raxter's personal choice, the Swedish Beauty Lotions.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Spenmo.
Oh, yeah.
Go to ChiliPeppersTanning.com. Find out which one of the 27 locations work best for you. Chili Peppers Tanning. The hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest tans. It is Chili Peppers Tanning.
Chili Peppers Tan.
Yay. Back at it. Big D Energy. Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. Final half hour-ish of the show on a Friday. Got things lined up and popping for the weekend. I got another weekend off, D-Mac. It's electric. Back to back.
Wow.
I don't even know what to do. I mean, I know what I'm going to do.
We are, make sure you check out fourth episode, Chomping Puck, tomorrow, 1 p.m. My guest, good friend and stuntman, actor, wrestler extraordinaire, J.R. Adams.
Big hockey guy.
Big hockey guy. Always, I've been friends with him for 25 years or so. So we're going to get into it. And he's got quite the acting acumen, right? He was just did a couple episodes in Tulsa King with Sylvester Stallone. So we'll talk about all that. I'm actually heading to Tennessee tonight, too.
You said Tennessee?
ICW, Deathmatch Wrestling. My boy Tommy Vendetta's fighting the Queen, Casey Cattell, tomorrow. And then I'll be Fantasticon if you're up in the Toledo area on Sunday. Woo. I'll be in there for...
And D-Mac.
Loaded weekend.
You got a Neal Ruhl style weekend here, man.
So,
look at
and then
you.
I got stuff to do, so I'll be out Monday.
Okay.
Yeah. So loaded weekend, Neal. So just so people see how it yings and yangs. Sometimes Neal's busy, but he's going to be. Did you have to fire up the third furnace, or was everything all right? Because you're getting ready for the summertime.
No, we only have 2 furnaces. We're common folk up there.
Okay.
We're just regular people.
Snowblowers reacts all right.
Yeah, the snowblower's okay.
Any big plans? Like, what are you going to do?
I'm going to go home. I'll snowblow, and that's it. We got, my wife doesn't watch, so she'll never know this, and you guys are going to laugh at this. We have either a confirmation or there's some kind of religious thing with one of my kids, and I forget which one it is on Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no. It's Cristiano's birthday party Sunday. That's what it is.
So you were prepared in your mind 100% for a religious event or something to that.
Yeah,
but
I
now
knew there
it's
was
his
an event.
Party.
It's Cristiano's birthday.
So what,
16th birthday.
Hey, how old's Cristiano?
16.
16. So what's the big plan? Top Golf, Dave & Buster's.
Now the fam's gonna come over and he'll, you know how it works. We pay to feed him, and the money that we spent on food gets reallocated to him for his birthday.
Do you sit around is it because it's the birthday, so it's only a 15-minute draft capital salary cap session during cake? Do you get that out there? Do you know?
No, I'll what will I do? I'll probably be sitting there just sipping on some bourbon, and talking with the fam and all that kind of stuff.
Now, how about this? Because 16-year-old birthday is he driving now and stuff?
He's in driver's training right now.
Oh,
how's that going? Are you the one that is nervous or?
I'll tell you this: of all the things that your kids do, the driving thing's got me the most nervous.
Okay.
And that is why. Jesus. Because I know, right? But never. I want him to understand. And look, it's harder, D-Mac, than when you and I got our driver's license. I would say it's even harder, in Spenmo and San Flannel. There are so many distractions.
Yeah.
Now.
Oh yeah.
So many, and I cut kids more of a break than most people do. Because we created the environment, right? We like the ease of the technology and all that stuff. Our laziness has kind of created this. Mm-hmm. And, you get dependent on the phone and stuff like that. It's hard to shut that off, dude, while you're driving. It's hard. And, that's what terrifies me.
I've been a good driver, since I started. The guy that I was my driving teacher. When I was driving and he was in the seat next to me, he fell asleep, and I was going 45 down Ryan, just cruising.
Yeah,
it was a good time.
That's it.
I got 100% on both of the tests, the sign test.
Of course you did. You put him to sleep.
Yeah, I
probably
cheated.
gave you your chauffeur license right there.
I cheated on the sign test for sure. You got to draw 50 signs from memory.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
That's kind of whack.
Yeah, it is. I just had my phone in my lap.
Yes, Ryan, they serve booze at Top Golf.
Yes, they do. I got off the rails.
That's
one
why
time
I thought,
at
right?
Golf.
See, yes, before you even put it in, that's why my questioning made sense.
Yes, it did. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Steven Syra, do you give him the keys to the Maserati? Yeah, the Maserati's the learning car over at the Ruhl house. Yeah. That's you learn to drive with
the McLaren once you got it all.
Yeah, once you got some time under your belt, you get the Ford GT out there. But him driving terrifies me. Just because of all the distraction. Again, the system that's been created, that terrifies me because I try to impart, and it's a fine line you have to walk, right? Son, you are driving a death machine.
Yeah.
Make no mistake about that.
100%.
You are driving a death machine. So treat it with that kind of respect. And you don't know, right? You can just do... This is what's wild about parenting, D-Mac. You can do everything right, and it won't matter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the negative. I always call parenting, it's a negative return business. It is. If parenting were a business, no businessman would ever fund a parenting venture because the return on investment is nowhere near what the investment is. Am I right or wrong, D-Mac?
Well, it's the old adage, right? If you saw the new Chris Rock. Have you seen the new
I haven't yet. I'll probably watch that this weekend.
I love my kids, but I hate my kids. I can't stand my kids.
Oh, he stole my bit. That's right? What it is.
The bit about what did he say? He said, "I hate them. They rich. They grew up rich. They snob. See, I know I'm rich, but I relate poor." Right, like this.
That's fair.
And that's a different level too, right? Teaching the kids, we're all want the best for our kids, and no parent is different. Is I don't want them to have to suffer what I went through, and I want to provide what I didn't have as a kid. But there are some misses in that. So anybody out there, I think the thing that when you say zero return, Neal, is
negative,
that there's
not zero
no
return.
playbook.
Yeah, it's
right?
negative
There's no
return.
playbook, and the fact is that if you look at it as an investment, what do they say? Right? I love the Chris Rock thing too. Is that we're the only mammal that they stick around till they're 18, right? You know what I mean? You're a bird. Get out of it. Go fly away. You know, you're something else that's 1 or 2 years. But everybody does their best, right? But when you find, if you're the draft capital salary cap guy, what do you have? 3 kids?
Yes.
Okay. Well, there's $1 million. There's $1 million into just getting them into the world, right? Which is the reality, but we don't look at it that way. But it is scary when you look at it because. You don't have control.
You don't have
right?
control.
And that's the thing.
What do you got, Spemo?
I was just gonna say, when my brother finally, finished school and everything, he was like, he talked to me about it because he's a doctor, his wife's a doctor, so
it's a house of learned doctors.
It's a house of learned doctors. They're bringing in a lot of money. He was like, it was so weird going from like lower middle class family life to broke college kid. He's like, now I have so much money. I don't know what to do with it. He's like, so I just started buying shoes. like, dude, you can give me some. Like, I wouldn't be mad about that.
WoodwardSports.com chatter. Paul Johnson says, Neal, just tell him to put the phone in his pocket. He'll get all the messages, etc. when he stops. No reason to look at that while driving, period. It's got to be a habit that you develop. And I know, Paul, I want to get... the process of getting to that point, I want to skip that. I just want it to be that.
The kids that, and here's the thing, is that, and this is, my kids are their age, is that a lot of, like, if they're not using it for direction, the phone goes in the glove box.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just something to sort of, but it is habit. It's just like anything else.
Yeah, and it is. And it's scary. Jeremy Anderson says it's the idiots around you that you got to worry about driving. I mean, yeah, but we've kind of created this environment too, so that's what it is. Todd Sane says, not if your child becomes successful. Yeah, but Todd, I'm talking about like the stress and the worry and stuff like that.
All the little things. Bedtime.
All of it.
Bedtime. The bedtime struggle is universal to whatever, especially
and
for
it's
the younger
infuriating.
Kids. Right? When we all go through it. So
yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, Todd, the day-to-day expenditures that are just getting through the day when you're a parent, man. It's hard. And it's wild too, because parenting's the only job I think in the world that the better you are at it, just the exponentially more of an investment you have to make. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And again, the return's not guaranteed. Somebody somewhere can come along and just F it all up, dude. And you're powerless to stop. The control, D-Mac. That's absolutely it. It's the control.
But that's life.
That is
right?
life.
And then
you're
the
right.
more you understand that you can only control what you can control, and you try to, when it comes to the kids, to give them the best information to face the world. But that, yes, to the reality that we've created it.
Right.
You want to argue that it's softer than when I grew up and whatever. But
see, I don't agree with that
here's
at
the reality. I didn't grow up with a cell phone, right? You didn't grow up with a cell phone, right? Spenny, you grew up with a cell phone?
I got my first cell phone when I was in 9th grade.
So you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a different game.
So you didn't. In effect, you didn't either.
No.
So, that's what it is. So it is, man. It's just hard. And I'm not one of those people, like, to me, the kids aren't soft. Look at what we ask of them now versus what was asked of me. It's night and day. I'm the only one that's honest about it, though. Yeah. That's just me being real. So that's what it is. Hey, we like to talk about our life from time to time. It's a Friday. Humor us, people, okay? We'll get back into the football stuff. Everybody calm down. We'll jump back into it, I promise you, for the last couple segments. Hey, it's, when you're a parent, you wish you could have some parental insurance. You know what I'm talking about, Sam Flannel?
I mean, not yet, but maybe in the future. But I hear what you're saying. And Swiss Insurance is the place to go, of course, if you need any kind of insurance. Be sure to check with Swiss Insurance This week for your commercial insurance review, Swiss can help make sure you have the proper coverage. Swiss Insurance, give us a shot and you won't be disappointed. Email them at mark@swissins.com. That is mark@swissins.com.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal, Ruhl, Darren, McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxer. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Kevin Donaldson. Negative return. So much for that nursing home choice down the road for you, Neal. Any businessman would tell you that. All right. Still my job, though. Still got to show. I got to be a pro.
I got a fallback job as a gardener for my brothers. So worst comes to worst.
Hey, man, you always got that in your back pockets, Benmo. That gets your head on your pillow.
They
at
can
night.
put a shack out in the back for me.
Yeah. Rich Diana. Neal will be driving a Lotus someday. Nah, that's not my style. I'd get the Rari, D-Mac.
Absolutely.
I'd get the Ferrari and sign with the Anaheim Ducks for $50 million. I would do that. After I won cups and an MVP and all that kind of stuff, I certainly would do that. Speaking of hockey, D-Mac, real quick, I want to throw it out there. Also, I did want to touch on this one. I had this one pulled up from earlier. Mike G says, let's all drop a deuce on local college kids that go to Michigan, Michigan State, CMU, Eastern. Next on Big D. Jesus Christ, that's useless radio. Mike G, those aren't college kids anymore. They're professional athletes now. They take money.
And I'm 4 years older than Hunter Dickinson.
Yeah. He's compensated. We're done with the college sports stuff, okay? We're done with that. They're pros now. They are. I'm sorry. The university themselves aren't paying them, but they're getting paid for it. And if you want the shine, you get the shade. That's the way this works, even at the college level. So that's where I am with it. Levon Green. Didn't Juwan get U of M further in the tournament the last couple of years with all right talent? Come on now. Where's the loyalty? Well, Levon, where's the results? Again, you can't miss a tournament.
Where's the loyalty? There's your guy right there.
Yeah.
He's that's Sam Flannel. That's your missing guy, and he's the one that's so distraught. Even yesterday, I heard him say if they lost, he'd want. Did you not say that almost verbatim? You'd want his head if they lost?
Yeah.
Like you're sick and tired?
Oh, yeah, and that team that made the Elite Eight had a couple guys named Franz Wagner and Isaiah Livers, along with Hunter Dickinson as a freshman, second-team All-American. Try again, bud. Talented.
Jeremy Anderson, call friends on the phone, no answer, go ride your bike over to their house. That photo will always get it. Chuck Brewer says, Fab Five got it worse than anybody at Michigan did this year. Stop. And that's Chuck 100% right. The stuff that, like when you watch the Fab Five documentary, the stuff that they got, bro, like, come on, man.
Yeah, and I'll fully admit it. I hate Hunter Dickinson. It's personal.
All right. We were talking NFL free agency, and we'll do the deep dive, and we do this, right? Every deep dive with every team once the season ends. We take a look at the financials. We see where they're at. Early sentiment. The Red Wings' path has kind of been put out there now, what they're going to be doing. And Steve Yzerman said under no circumstance was I a buyer at the deadline. And he worked the plan. He continued to work the plan. So I go to Darren McCarty. And there might be an element of Lions with this, where the timing's not quite right. But as I peruse the upcoming free agency for the NHL free agents, this class, D-Mac, is filled with a bunch of 34-year-olds. Like that's, the Patrick Kanes and the Jonathan Tays and
don't think
Max Pacioretty.
I don't think your splash, right, in free agency for one of these guys is this year.
Milan Lukic.
Your money's next year, right? Your free agency. What it is this year, right, Neal, which I'll do a deeper dive as we get closer, is a restricted free agent or the guy with the year left on the deal. The guy, like the Tyler Bertuzzi on your team this year that, was playing out his contract. If there's somebody like that out there. You brought up a name that you've always liked because he's always been a local guy and follow him, but a guy in Ottawa named Alex DeBrincat. A guy like that. A guy like a Mitch Marner in Toronto. These look for these 1C or these first line guys, whether DeBrincat is a goal scorer or Marner being, a top centerman, who I think that's what you're looking for. You're looking for him, all these draft picks that he's acquired. What has he shown you in the past? When does Steve Yzerman make his big sort of trade deals, right? It's been for third rounders in the past that he's picked up from other places. It's been on the draft day, right? When teams are all around their table with all their owners and everything like that, he tends to, what's it like, Spenny, right? And if you haven't seen Woodward Heavyweights TikTok, where Spencer and Easy reenacted what it's like when Steve Yzerman calls other GMs. What do you think it's like when everybody's in the same room around everybody in your organization at the table and the phone rings from the table next to you and it's Steve Yzerman on the phone with you and you got to own up to your owner? There's a pressure at the draft too, right? I don't think he's done. I see a lot of things, Neal, and I'm not going to, hey, hashtag Yzer playing 1919. You're either in or you're not. I read articles and people speculate, Steve Yzerman, he didn't know what he was up against. Are you kidding me? Go back to his first press conference, right? If you remember when I said the second time I've ever had that feeling of it's going to be all right, don't know what it means, it's going to be all right, right? First one was March 26, 97 after scoring the goal and what had happened then. Second one was Steve Yzerman introduced Vice President GM. And what did he say at his press conference? It's going to take time. Right? It's going to take time. We're not even close. We're not even there. He comes out of January each year like he did this year. We're closer. We were better than our record shows. They played better up until the end. He's got it in place, Neal. So the thing is, because I don't see a free agent out there, right? That because of age, because of where the money is and stuff like this, yes, you could add one of those cultural caveats, sort of like you did a Sherratt or a Perron last year. But I think the big splash he's looking to make is one of these restricted free agents, right?
So I'm glad you asked. Alex DeBrincat, restricted free agent. I'm a simp for him.
I'm gonna go check mark as far as interest.
Dubois from Winnipeg. He's a restricted free agent. Dubois. Yeah.
Yes,
sorry,
who
my
was
bad.
originally drafted really high by Columbus, was traded in the Patrick Laine deal. He's a 1C.
There's just not much out there. Vince Dunn from Seattle.
Is it for the next year? Or is it to backload or whatever else? Like to a lot of the same reasons with Brad Holmes and Steve Yzerman when it comes to draft and free agency, right? I know Steve Yzerman will get who he wants if he wants somebody. Brad Holmes, I'm waiting to see because this is the first time Brad Holmes has been sort of weaponized a little bit.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, a Dirty Burrito says, I agree with Stevie, but call me ignorant. If Yzerman was only going to be a seller, why did he go after JVR? And that's Jerry Van
James Van Riemsdyk.
Van Riemsdyk, easy for me to say. The reason, a Dirty Burrito, I think the reason that was going to be done is the Flyers know they're going nowhere also, and they were like, hey, we can save $2 million-ish bucks. Because they're butted right up against the cap. And it's not because they were going to... I mean, yeah, if they wanted to do a deal with somebody else, they would have to have some kind of space to do it. But I think it was just simply a salary dump. And the Red Wings would buy a draft pick, more or less, and have JVR available to them for the year. Because he's a free agent, too. That was simply buying a draft pick.
Absolutely. And I think Big Dan Davis, who asked Woodward Sports, will the Wings call up Kosa? I would expect, as you're seeing, that you'll see an opportunity for more guys. I don't know if they're going to fast track him up 2 levels or if they're going to take time, but, he's the future.
What's the thought process with that, D-Mac?
Games.
With Kosa. Just like what are you weighing? What are you weighing?
You see it. You saw it last night in Arizona. They brought up one of their rookie guys, and he actually let in one goal and played, best game of his career. It's if you want to give him a taste, get him under the lights, give him a taste of what it's like to be a pro and to be around and stuff like that, just to get him sort of acclimated. So I wouldn't be surprised if he gets a few games in at the end of the year. If that's a plan, if they think he's ready, and the way that he's playing, 7-0 in his last 7 games, letting in 3 goals, 3 shutouts. So, and if you see him go up to Grand Rapids and then fast, you could see him, fast tracked if you want.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Adis 411. Yzerman wants Connor McDavid. Guys,
who does
stop with the Connor McDavid stuff. That band is staying together for at least, I can't remember if it's through the next 2, I think it's through the next 2 years at a minimum. Him and Draisaitl are together. And oh, by the way, who snapped Boston's 10-game win streak in Boston last night? The Edmonton Oilers.
Edmonton with McDavid, no points and -1, which is the biggest thing. And you're talking about the biggest thing, the eye opener, is that something new. And why is that mean anything? It's because Edmonton Oilers were able to beat the best team in the league without their best player that they jump on his back all the time. They're showing that they can get it done with other guys.
And that's it. And remember, they were in the conference finals last year. It's not like they got bounced in the first round of the playoff. Like, it takes a minute. Ask the guy to my left. Does it take a minute, D-Mac?
Yeah, you got to learn. There's so much to it. And to that point is why you might see guys, and yes, Edvinsson, Kosa, Soderblom that's down there. Who else is Johansson? Different guys like this. It wouldn't surprise me to see them get a taste.
Real quick before I go to the break.
It's a great time to get a taste. Like
give me an over-under. How many? How many of those? 3? So 2.5 over?
2.5.
Okay.
Yep. 2.5 over. As you see, Chason got called up. Alex Chason, who's played in this league for other teams, a couple assists the other night on the power play. Different guys like that. Austin Chernick, who's been an NHL guy, played in Tampa. So you're going to see guys get opportunities, but it's time to give you guys a taste, a taste, like September call-ups in baseball.
All right. Planet Fitness Studios. That's where we are at here on Big D Energy. And that's the gym that you should join. If you're looking for one, they are the play. Over 2,000 of them around the world. And with a Planet Fitness Black Card, you'll have access to all of them. And you can bring a guest as well to any of them. You got one in your neighborhood that's more your style, $10 a month for access to your home club. That's it. That's all. Not one of these gyms that's out there charging you $70 a month because they got a friggin' rock wall in there. All right? A, you're never going to use a rock wall. And B, Planet Fitness has everything you need. Tons of cardio equipment, tons of weights, all of it. I've never had to wait for anything ever. Ever. At a Planet Fitness. They are the play, guys. That's what you do. You want to join? Go to planetfitness.com right now on that computer. Or pull in the parking lot. You're going to pass a couple on the way home anyway. It's Planet Fitness, Darren McCarty, where your fitness
is essential.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content, head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
Final segment on a Friday. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal, Ruhl, Darren, McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. Remember, you miss anything? Subscribe to the podcast page, Big D Energy Podcast from Woodward Sports. Wherever you get them, iTunes, Spotify, Spreaker, all of them. Please subscribe. Please rate and review it as well. Let's just make it personal. Let's do a call to action. Come to find out, the Final Word has more people subscribing to their podcasts than we do. That's unacceptable to me.
Unacceptable.
You're going to sit there and podcast Maz saying, bring Stafford back home, and you won't subscribe to our podcast? Then the problem's with you, not with us. So fix your problems. I'm offering you an angle to improve yourself.
Sexual.
That's it. That's all. Weekend coming up. How about this in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread? Jack Harrington. Neal is the white Kanye West.
Ooh.
Love it.
I don't know if that's the title I'd want right now.
Psychotic.
Based on what? You're contemplating this.
Your subtle tones.
Spenmo, you're
I'm
contemplating
not.
this.
I'm just saying that's not a title I would want to be associated with right now.
I didn't come up with it.
I know. I'm just saying. He's off the deep end.
He is. Yeah, absolutely. Sam Flannel, what do you got lined up for the weekend?
This weekend is actually my wife and my mom's birthday on the exact same day, March 12th. But we already kind of did my mom's celebration this week, so I think on Saturday, me and my wife are just going to have our own thing, and then on Sunday, it's my wife and the in-laws celebration. So I got a jam-packed weekend as well. Lots of fun, but lots of stress. I mean, sounds like you're going through it with your son as well, Neal.
Yeah, absolutely. Spenmo, what do you got lined up?
Saturday, I'm not sure. Probably play some Hogwarts, but Sunday, I'm going downtown. Stick is having a tent party in Corktown. So
yes. The old Corktown tent party.
I'm going to be there for that. It's going to be a good time.
Very appropriate on the Holy Day.
Patty's Day party. I remember those ones.
Should go well. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Nothing but good decisions are going to be made.
Yeah, just go down, have a drink or two.
Mm-hmm. It's going to be a good time.
Feel the flow. I guess you could do it that way. Lorena Rio says, Neal, I unsubscribe. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Go ahead and leave a 5-star, too, if you're so inclined to do that. That one threw me back a little bit. I don't understand how people want to hear Maz talk about bring staff home. And that shook me. And Spenmo, I wish you would have told me that after the show, not before or during.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I had to get it off my chest.
That's okay. Todd Sane says, need T-Foss back on the show, not moonlighting on Edwards and Ermanni. Well, as D-Mac mentioned, he's out on Monday.
He'll be in.
So old Uncle T-Foss will be sliding in on Monday, so you will get that. Look, we all know, right? The Final Word...
They get what they want.
Eats up all the cap space.
Yeah.
Gets everything that they need, everything that they want, everything they desire, all of it. Water and coffee get brought to them in the studio. On this show, we go get our own water.
They actually have someone under the table giving them foot massages while they're on air.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. So T-Foss and I like to joke. We've gone back and forth about being on the Final Word.
Eats up all the chicken.
But I can't compare. T-Foss has spent more time, therefore, obviously, he's better.
You guys do what you need to do, right? It's just 2 to 4 slot. That's right in the middle of nap time.
LFG.
Can't do it. You guys are better than I am.
LFG says, when Neal and T-Foss teach about parenting, those are always relatable segments. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm just trying to be relatable. Nicholas Duncan, Adam, Braylon, and Neal would be an epic show. No, it really wouldn't, because you have 2 guys with good beards and me.
Yeah. I think Sparks would fly, though.
I would watch that show.
Yeah.
Would you?
Appointment viewing, yes.
All right, Jack Harrington,
Depends
good show,
on what
guys.
the topics are.
That is true. And we'll leave with this. Brandon Katz says, don't care. So there it is. We appreciate everybody. D-Mac, have a great weekend. Be safe in your travels. Sam Flannel, hanging out with the in-laws. Spenmo Rax. Be responsible down at Corktown.
I will.
Make good decisions. You fought the law before. Don't fight them again.
No, because they eventually win.
My guy. All right. For everybody here on Big D Energy, my name is Neal Ruhl. Thanks for tapping in. Have a great weekend, everybody. Well, see you later.